Hi, my name is Oscar, and today we're going to see the visa bulletin for January 2025, the first month of the second quarter of this fiscal year. Let's take a look. Like I said, I'm Oscar, I'm a scientist, not a lawyer, and in this channel we talk about green cards like EB1A and EB2NIW, green cards in which you can self-petition. That means that you can do this without a company sponsoring you, a job offer, and also you can do it without a lawyer, saving a lot of money, thousands of dollars. We teach you how to do that, but today we're going to focus specifically about the visa bulletin and more specifically about the impact of this visa bulletin on these two categories, green card categories, EB1, EB2, specifically EB1A, EB2NIW, so you can be the owner of your own immigration future. So you may be asking yourself, but what is the Visa Bulletin? It's a monthly publication by the State Department and USCIS that really gives you an idea of what is the wait time in order for you to have a green card available. So in these processes, there are a couple of steps, but you cannot complete the full process if the Visa Bulletin doesn't allow you to. Why? Because there is a quota. There's only about 140,000 green cards per year of employment-based categories, and these agencies cannot give out more than that number every year. So that's why they need to issue this bulletin to let you know if you can complete the process or you still have to wait. And January was very highly anticipated because they typically are moving with the quarters. I mean, they theoretically can move the visa bulletin each month, but we usually expect more changes to happen at the beginning of a quarter. And January is the first month of the second quarter of fiscal year 2025. So let's get on with the news. Here is the website where you can find this visa bulletin. It's a blue website. It finishes with .gov, travel.state.gov website. You have on the left side the current month of December, and just a few minutes ago they updated the January 2025 that you can find on the right side of the screen. So what I did is I opened both of them in two different tabs so we can quickly go from one to the other and we can compare. So let's do that. So here is the December visa bulletin, and we have two tables. Now I'm going to start with table A, or final action dates. This is the most important table because no matter if you're abroad doing a consular processing or if you are inside the United States and you are going to finish your process through an adjustment of status with form I-485, this table really tells you if there is a visa number available to you. In other words, if you can possibly get the green card or not, or you have to still wait a little bit. Later, we're going to talk about the second table, table B, and I will tell you what is the significance of it. But this one, table A, is really the crucial one, okay? So let's see what was the situation for EB1 in December. EB1 is the highest category, and EB1A belongs here. And we had a letter C for most countries. C means current, and current is the best situation you can have. It means that there is no wait time, they have enough visa numbers available, so if you complete the process and you get the approval, theoretically you can immediately get your green card as long as you complete the process, basically. So all countries except China and India had a letter C for EB1. China had a date of November 8th, 2022, and India, February 2022. When you have a date in this table, it means that your priority date must be earlier than the date on this table in order for you to have a visa number available. And what is a priority date? For EB2NIW and EB1A, the priority date is the date when you filed your case. You submitted your I-140 process to USCIS, and that becomes your priority date. So let's say that I submitted imagine that I'm Chinese, and I submitted my process on November 1st, 2022. So I come to this table and I read, okay, 8th of November. I submitted on the 1st, I get that priority date. Because my priority date is earlier than this date, then I can complete my process. There is a visa number available to me. But imagine that I submitted my case on November 15th, 2022. Then, because my date is later than, I cannot complete the process and I have to keep waiting. So this was the situation for EV1 in December. And if we switch to January, we see that the situation is the same for EV1. We have a letter C for most countries, November 8th, 2022 for China, and 1st of February 2022 for India. So there is about 2 years and a few months of wait for India, and roughly 2 years and a couple of months for China. So let's get on with EV2. In table A, EV2 had a cutoff date of March 15th, 2023 for most countries except China and India. And that date has advanced. By the way, that date was there frozen for a few months already. We were becoming kind of desperate about it. And if we look at the January Visa Bulletin, we see that it advances only 15 days. Okay, this is not a lot. I know many of you will be disappointed. I am disappointed too. 2 weeks of advancement is actually not great news in any given month, because 1 month has passed in the calendar, and at least we would like to see 1 month of progress. In a good month, like we hoped January would be, we would even expect a faster movement, maybe 2 or 3 months. But unfortunately, this is not what the Visa Bulletin is reflecting. And of course, I have to tell you what the Visa Bulletin says, not what I would like to see. So not great news for rest of world for EV2. And China had a date of March 22nd, 2020. It advances 1 month to April 22nd. So neutral news for China, because 1 month in real life, 1 month in the Visa Bulletin. And India had August 1st, 2012. And it does advance a little bit more to October 2012. But of course, Indian dates are by themselves pretty horrible. You see a date of 2012, so that means 12 years of wait time if the Visa Bulletin were to move at a real pace, at 1 month equals to 1 month. So that's not really the case lately. So Indian applicants for EV2, they have a tough time. Those are the 2 categories we focus on, but a quick look at EV3 also, we see the date moving from November 2022 to December 2022. Not much really, only a couple of weeks. And that's pretty much it. I know many times I get asked about EV3. We don't really talk about EV3 in this channel. So let's take a look at Table B. What is the significance of Table B? Well, Table B is very important, especially for adjustment of status applicants. If you are in the United States and you are on a visa like an H visa or an F visa for students, for workers, any type of non-immigrant status, you may choose to do your adjustment of status, changing from that visa to your green card status without having to leave the country. And so, depending on the month of the year, they may allow you to look at Table B to know when you can file your adjustment of status package, your I-485 package. Table B is usually more beneficial in terms of the dates. So at the beginning of the fiscal year, USCIS usually lets you use Table B. And I'm going to show you how you can know if that is the case for a given month. So we just scroll down to B, dates for filing. This also has some impact on consular processing, but the National Visa Center that governs consular processing not always follows the Table B. So that's why I don't typically talk too much about consular processing, because if you get the welcome letter from NVC and they let you proceed with your process, then just do that and don't really pay too much attention to these tables. So the quick news is that there are no news. If we look at both December and January, we see that EV1 has not changed, and EV2 we had a date of August 2023 for rest of world, and we had exactly the same date for the upcoming Visa Bulletin, and the same for China in EV2, October 2020, India, January 13th, and we have exactly the same dates for those countries as well. So no difference. But now I want you to know how you can check if this is the table that you need to check if you are doing an adjustment of status. So you can click on that link that you saw just above the table, and you will open this USCIS website. And here they will tell you, this is the table you have to check for the current month. That would be December in this case. You look at employment-based categories, and in December they tell you you must use dates for filing. That's table B. Right now, as of recording of this video, as usual, they are a little bit slow and they don't have the information for January, but I would expect that because we're still at the beginning of the fiscal year, you probably can still use table B, but you need to come back here after 1 or 2 hours or maybe a few hours and check once they update that website if that's the case for January or not. It would be really bad news if they move it to table A, because you will see later when I show you my spreadsheet what is the impact of that change in the table B to table A. But before I show you that spreadsheet that I like to share in each of these episodes, let me talk about the resources that you can get in our website, eb1greencard.info for EB1A, eb2nw.info for EB2nw, or their counterparts in Spanish and Portuguese. We have a lot of free resources there for you to understand the category, to evaluate your own profile and decide which route is best for you. And then we also have a few paid resources, and the one I really like are our online courses. Here on the screen you have the content for our EB2nw course. We have 10 modules full of video lectures, more than 50 video lectures that will teach you how to put together each part of your petition, your cover letter, your recommendation letter, your professional or business plans. We have discounts with third-party companies specialized in these processes, and you can submit questions in each lecture if you have any doubt. We have a bunch of languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese, and also subtitles in Chinese and Russian. And for NIW, we also have one monthly live session where we come together and you can bring your own questions face to face. By the way, the next live session for NIW is this upcoming Saturday, so join before then to be able to join us. So the question for you is, what are you waiting for? Why don't you join our nice courses? And one last thing that I want to show you is you can go down, you can scroll down in this visa bulletin, and there will always be a few notes from the agency that may be relevant. For EB2nw or EB1A, in January, they haven't put any important note that I could see. They have notes about religious workers category and EB5 category and SIVs visas, but nothing really for our categories of interest, okay? But always take a look at the whole visa bulletin to see if there is something that is important. Sometimes they talk about how they think they will make things retrogress, which means the days may move backwards, which is a terrible thing, or they may have some good news for the upcoming months as well. So it's always good to take a look. And now I want to show you my spreadsheet so you can understand where we are in terms of the historic wait times. At the end of 2022, and this is by the way for EB2nw, at the end of 2022, we had the best situation possible, no wait time, a letter C in the visa bulletin, and things escalated pretty quickly until we got to an average of 15 months to be current based on table A. And that was at the beginning of summer 2023. And from that point until summer 2024, we were in that range of approximately 15 months of wait time. But you see what happened since then. Things kept just creeping up and the wait times are becoming longer and longer, and we are now at about 21 months of wait time based on table A. So that would mean if somebody filed today and things would be moving month to month, they would expect 20 months of wait time. If we look at adjustment of status, when you can file your adjustment of status, things fluctuate a little bit more because of what I told you, because some months you may be able to use table B, some months you have to use table A. So right now we are at about 17 months if we assume that they will let you use table B again. The difference, like I said earlier, can be significant. In this case, the delta is about 4 months if they let you use table B compared to table A. So it is important. India EB1 saw some crazy things happen in 2023 with 140 months of retrogression, and now things are back to about 35 months of wait time. And India, they are also EB1 India, they are at about 26 months of wait time based on table A. So, what do you think about this situation? I know there's been a lot of frustration. I sense that in each Visa Bulletin update I have done. Of course, I wish I could deliver much better news. Many people were relying on these last months of the Biden's administration, hoping that they would do something to move the dates a little bit more, even if it's only for adjustment of status to let more people file cases. But that has not been the case, pun intended, as we are seeing now in January. I don't expect anything major to happen until at least until we move to Trump. We'll have to see how the Trump administration deals with the Visa Bulletin. Theoretically, they don't have much say about it because there is this quota mandated by Congress. The government, USCIS, and State Department, they have to fulfill the quota. So I don't think we are going to see any dramatic difference in the Visa Bulletin unless at some point in a few months, the Democrats and Republicans come together and do something about the law. But that is, in my opinion, quite unlikely. And if it happens, it will take some time because it's not easy to pass a major law like an immigration reform. Okay, so tell me your thoughts. Let me know what is your state of mind. What are you thinking about? Where are you in the process? Does this affect you at all, or it's still a little bit far for you, for your situation? Let me know. And as usual, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here one more time, for giving your like, your thumbs up, for subscribing, and for sharing these and other videos. So thank you so much, and see you next time.